the building. How are we doing, Brian? Welcome back to the show as always, mate. Gutting today, isn't it? Absolutely gutting the way it ended. Looks like, it's another blow to our relegation hopes. Or is it? Or was today the start of a revival? How do you see things, Brian?
So first of all, just to say I'm absolutely heartbroken. As a Spurs fan, born into it with two Spurs supporting parents, a mum that was born in Tottenham, I'm heartbroken. I've never wanted to be relegated. I don't agree at all with relegation. I'm going to say something very controversial right now, and I mean this. I guarantee you tomorrow Spurs are putting out a tweet to say we stand with Kevin Danso and racial abuse is not tolerated at this football club, because the trolls on social media and the fan base will blame him for going down when we all know the reason. We all know the reason. They will go for Kevin Danso, but once again, and I will say during the game, like Ben said, I echo, the fans were brilliant. They were brilliant. But as soon as that final whistle blew, Vinay, Lange and Enoch should have got an absolute barrage of hostility. A barrage of it. But you watch, I guarantee you, Kevin Danso and the club will have to put something out. I put before, about 5-10 minutes before the incident happened, I love Super Kevin Danso, because like Ben said, I thought he was terrific. Terrific. Until that era. And international players of all internationals, whatever, look, they make errors. But I've seen everywhere going, it's because of Kevin Danso we're being relegated. It's because of Kevin Danso we're going down. Did he cost us 2 points and not a draw? Yes, that error has cost us. But let's look at Solanke in that game. Let's look at Mawani in that game. I would have had Richarlison starting that match, hands down. When I was talking with Ben yesterday and he was telling me about your predicted lineup, I would have gone Simmons left, Richarlison centre, Tell right. We've got a front line that can't score. Even the goals didn't come from strikers or the guys for the goals. Xavi, an assist and a goal. But you watch this fan base blame Danso and he'll come in for some abhorrent racial abuse. Just like Robbery did. Just like when the English guys back in the day missed the penalties in the Euros. It's abhorrent. And this fan base that want to go and abuse, because they will do this. I couldn't believe at full time there was just, oh no, let's leave the stadium. The fact there's no, and we'll get into the game and everything in a minute, but the fact there was silence again, it just blows my mind. But we'll wave a flag and we'll get 2-for-1 beers and we'll join a fan zone. But then we're going to all blame Kevin Danso rather than the real culprits. Like I said, I am heartbroken. I said to you guys before, when I came on this week and whatever, when I said I don't see us getting any wins, especially the home ones because of our home form, we were so close. We were so close. So close. And then obviously a lapse in concentration and you get punished in this league.
In terms of the game, how it went in general, were you happy with how we were playing? Do you think we should have deserved the win at least?
I will say, compared to what we saw against Sunderland, the week he's had with the players, you definitely saw a difference. You definitely saw a difference. And I wasn't expecting it at home due to our form. Benson Core, who I thought, do you know what? I thought it was too soon. And when he's come back before, he's not been able. And I think for 60 minutes, you could see the difference that he brings to the team. I also think Kevin Gallagher had his best Spurs performance, absolutely run ragged. chasing down everything. And there were parts of play and passages of play where you could definitely see it was more offensive and more what we wanted to see. But the opportunities we created, we're just not ruthless enough. We haven't got that killer. We haven't got a Kane. We haven't got a Defoe. We haven't got a Keane. We haven't got a Klinsmann. And that's what's cost us. We created the chances. People, I mean, I've seen people already going for Archie Gray because that shot at the end, it's not his job to score. Yes, he was in a great position and he should have done better. But he didn't. It was saved. You look at Xavi when he hit the post and people are saying he should have shot it to Mawani. I would have more faith in Xavi taking that shot than passing it to Mawani with what he's done. We can't score goals. We haven't got that ruthless X factor. We haven't got... Xavi Simons just showed what he did against Atletico Madrid and what he can do. That goal was like a carbon copy, but it was just brilliant, sheer brilliance. And the pass for Porro was magnificent. To see Porro that far up there, again on the end of a header. So I do think there were things that you could see the week's difference. There was something, but it's too late. It's too late. And
does the performance not give you hope? You know, Ben was saying it gives you hope that maybe we can get us enough wins. You know, from now to the end of the season.
Do you know what it is though, Sim? I can take something from that performance. Let's face it, compared to what we've seen all season, especially with my stupidity of wanting Frank, that was a better performance. But let's face it, the bar hasn't been set very, very high. It hasn't been set very, very high. We have been for ages relying on results. We've been relying on results, and now we're going to be in late April without a Premier League win. So if I think it's done, personally, whether we fight or not, I think the other two, like I've said to you before, Sim, that West Ham, Leeds and Forest have got the fight and they've been hit. Don't get me wrong, the players showed fight today. In patches, you could see Xavi with his cramp. You could see they gave all they could. It just wasn't good enough. And if Ben's right, or if that injury to Xavi is a week, 2 or whatever, then there's no creativity. It does, like I was getting back to, sorry, before I got off. Sorry if I lose my track. I'm just devastated, heartbroken. The Leeds, the Forests and the West Hams have had seasons where they've had to deal with this kind of battle. And I think conceding like that at the end has just knocked the stuffing out of them. Because they're like, even when we put on a performance, just something's not clicking, something's not right. Was De Zerbi wrong to make all 5 substitutions and not bring on a Ritchie or a Maddison if we'd see what happened to Simmons? Obviously, it's all hindsight. It's all total and utter hindsight. You can see, I don't know, did Madden storm off because he was angry he couldn't come on?
I don't know. It's hard to say because when he stormed off, he probably had known for about 15 minutes he wasn't able to come on.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know why exactly he went down the tunnel, but he did. Maybe he's just frustrated. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Look, it's like I said. I mean, Sim. Obviously, I came on last couple of days ago, and obviously you, me, Ben were having the Danso discussion, and you made your feelings clear about that. So I've made my feelings very, very clear about him. Of course, everyone thinks different. I think he's coming today, and him, Kinski, Bentancur, and Simmons gave absolutely everything, and it was one costly error. And Danso had done everything a defender that you want from a defender. He'd given everything, but obviously this is all that happens in the Premier League. Bang, you make a mistake, and you'll get paid. You'll pay for it. And you could see the emotion that's coming out of him. And like I said, I still stand by. I think he was magnificent or brilliant during the game. Let's dial it down a notch. But I know from what we know that what happens is he's going to get a lot of blame coming his way. A lot of blame coming
Well,
his way. And
let's hope it doesn't cross into the abuse category and anything
but
like that, of course.
I will say, I just hope he shows the same mentality and strength as Kinski has done. Like he was, his confidence was shattered. His confidence was rocked. Mentally, he would have been gone being subbed in that Atletico performance. But I think to come back against Sunderland and know that what's at stake, and obviously people thinking about his last performance, then after the tackle that clattered his head with Romero, and then to dive down again, I think I agree with Ben. I would play for Kinski for the rest of the season. I really do. I'm kind of the ones that if you've done well and you've got the jersey, you keep it. That's what competition is all about. And it's just a sad, sad day. No matter what you think about this board, and I'm not. I can't. I haven't got the energy or the strength. People know my feelings. The fact that change cowards for Tottenham decided to cancel 2 protests after it and like I was saying when I was on last time, if the players rose to the occasion with the fans, and I can see that. I won't be stupid enough to admit it, but where is the fight? Where is the anger? Where is the towards this ownership? And obviously Lange and Vinay. This has been coming for seasons with the way we've gone with recruitment, medical teams that are just inept, scouts. Do you know what? I'd rather have Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder doing our scouting. That's how the player identification at this football club has been. And it is what it is. This has been a long time coming. People like myself and others, and Stel and others that protest week in, week out, and took the abuse, took the slander, took everything that came with it. No matter what, whether we had the numbers or not, we were there week in, week out. We never backed down. We never gave in. Got the piss taken out of us because of the amount of numbers. But one thing's for sure, we never ever, when we said we were going to be somewhere, we were there. The trust that are quick to say we'll be there for, we'll be there with the kumbaya, let's hold hands, all things bright and beautiful, pump up the coach. They'll do that. They'll retweet. Everyone's getting a flag. I expect this week to see the trust say, do you know what? We've sent a strongly worded email about the state of this football club. There's no action. There's nothing. And I haven't even got it in me to shout and scream. I probably will do in a couple of days. But we have to look at this at a once symbolic football club that set trends, that meant something, that stood for flair, flamboyancy, that was just... If you got Spurs in the FA Cup before 1991, you dreaded us. Now teams can't wait to get us. Everything that went into this club and was built has evaporated, has gone away. Fans being priced out. It's unfortunately, we are in big trouble, and I don't think. Look, as people know, I love Stel. He's like a brother to me. Known him for 36 years. Delegation or relegation, whatever you want to call it, is going to be the worst thing that happens to this football club, and people and fans are going to. We're going to feel the pinch. We're going to feel the pain. This is going to be reality with an almighty bump.
After today, Brian, even if West Ham drop points on Monday, does that change anything for you in terms of our chances?
Put it this way: we got Wolves away. The last time we beat Wolves away, Jan Vertonghen was in the team. Then it's Leeds at home, and Leeds are flying. They're out of it, and they're showing fight and desire. I think that game is the game where it's all but confirmed. Like we said, right now, I'm not even, and people rightfully so have been clutching at straws or really believing that we can get the wins here, we can get the wins there. It doesn't matter if the results above us go against us. We could win 5. How many games left now? 5.
5,
6,
yeah.
5. We could win 4 of them. If West Ham and Forest equal it, not saying that we're all going to get 4 wins, it doesn't matter. Now Forest and Wolves go into this game knowing that all they need to do is get a win or don't lose. Just don't lose. And Spurs stay there. There was the almighty roar, and it probably was in every pub around the world, every home around the world, every time that they showed Spurs were out of the bottom 3 and in 16th. Those were like the best 6 minutes of my life or of this season. It was like, my God, brilliant. And we're down. Now West Ham and Forest, who have been showing fight, know that they just don't need to lose. Just don't need to lose. I mean, all I hope is we can keep in contact with, let's just say, West Ham, because West Ham have got Leeds on the final day of season. And then we can only hope and pray that we take advantage of it. But I've said it since Forest that I can't see us getting another win. The performance was better. It wasn't good enough. And what will be, will be. What will be, will be. But all I will say is once it's confirmed, I just hope there's bedlam at the ownership. I honestly just hope there's bedlam at the ownership. If I was back home right now, I'd be at the training ground every day personally, even if it was just me, Ryan and Graham again. I've done it before. I'll do it again. But this is people have been following this football club for longer than me that are in this chat. Some people less than me. And this is a very, very, very dark day. This is a very, very raw day. And I just, like I said, I mean, look at me. I'm just in a state of shock.
Let's just hope it's not the final nail in the coffin for this season. Maybe, just maybe, there was enough in there today to say there's enough to get the wins that we need. How many think? If you were make a prediction, how many wins we need in the last 5 to stay up? What would it be?
5.
We need to win all 5.
I seriously, and it's just because 5, I can't see West Ham and Forest going 5 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them picking up the odd point here and there, or maybe the odd victory. But if we're going to get out of this, you look at it, Leeds are now 9 points ahead of us. If Forest go ahead, they're 6 points ahead of us. So forget Leeds already. We need 3 wins, or 2 wins and a draw, and hope that Forest capitulate.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can't see. West Ham, after what we saw against Wolves,
mm-hmm.
and how they reacted after going out to Leeds in the FA Cup. See, Leeds now can relax because they got the FA Cup semi-final. They can relax and know pretty much they're safe. I don't think it's mathematically possible, but they'd need us to literally go unstoppable. Now they can relax for the FA Cup semi-final. Forest, do they start resting players and concentrate on Europe? Or do they focus on league stability and take it as a confidence booster and just play off adrenaline kind of thing? And West Ham will do everything possible to make it us, won't they? And let's face it, if the shoe was on the other foot, and we'd be doing everything we could. And like I said, all the abuse and banter that is going to come at us as I don't. We brought it on ourselves, and I don't mean the fans. I don't mean the fans have deserved it. I might say certain sections might deserve it that haven't made their feelings known about the board or whatever reason over not just now, over the years they've been in charge. They've brought it on us. They have brought it upon them. This is going to be, should this happen, this is going to be the biggest story in football. And I mean, for in the size and the magnitude of someone of our size going down. If we had shown this kind of fight a few games earlier, then who knows? But I think it's too far gone. We need to rely on others. And look, we go down to the Championship. Will I still support them and go to Scotland Yard and do everything I can? Of course I will. Of course I will. They are my first, outside of family, Tottenham Hotspur are my first ever love. But my fury towards the board, the ownership, will magnify a billion times. And if you thought I was, frustrating people before, and people thought that I went too far when it comes to this ownership, well, trust me, if we go down, I'm going to make everything I've done before look like I was declaring world peace. It's that simple.
Well, Brian, if you're ever feeling down and you need a pick-me-up, you can always just visit the website, TottenhamHotspur.com. Or you can also download the app because it's the best digital experience in world football. So,
what have you seen? Have you not heard?
Have you not heard?
You know what? I'm disappointed with Ben. I'm actually disappointed with Ben, and I'm going to speak to him later because when I spoke to him, and I sent you a video. I don't know if you saw it this morning, and I was talking to Ben yesterday, and I said, Ben, do me a favour. You've got to let me know that you got to the ground safely with your street to seat companion, because I'll be terribly worried because you don't know how to get there without your street to seat companion. And he didn't let me know. So for the whole game, I was petrified that he weren't there. But I saw him on the fan show, so he's all good. All I will say, and I've said it on.
I think he was on the fan show in the car. I think he never made it to the ground. I think he got
maybe it didn't say Carter. It didn't say Carter seat, did it?
Yeah,
it said, that's where Ben went wrong. But I will say, Simeon, I'm up to about 85 times now. I want to thank you, Simeon. I want to thank you. And I honestly, guys, I'm telling you now, we can all be angry. Watching that video of you going at good old Rod Pickering, bam, 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 websites never seem so good.
So good.
That video, I cannot stop laughing. It's the only, honestly, I don't watch comedy shows. I've stopped, literally, I'm watching certain shows like The Blacklist and everything, but every time I'm getting down or wound up about it, I just hop over to We Are Tottenham TV and Simeon's absolutely hysterical but on point discussion and analysis of where this football club is at. Don't forget, we're going to be a 365-day destination.
That's the goal. That's the goal, anyway, Brian.
That is the goal, mate. That is the goal. So yeah, if people are down, just go on to We Are Tottenham TV.
Well, you say, Brian, set your sights so high that even failure is an echo of glory. So always has to be 365 destination.
Look, I have to say, 2 days ago, us fans are so entitled. We were told that the fans would be getting a scarf. A flag. There'll be 2-for-1 beers, and now you're getting two apps and a website. We're so entitled, and I think next season what Spurs will do, they're going to give people a free glove, and I say free glove rather than gloves because you'll have to get enough loyalty points to get the right one. So that's what Spurs will do. Like I said, it's just a dark days, but the only thing that's making me smile right now, and I'm being deadly serious, is watching that video of you. Honestly, Sim,
we'll go switch this off and go watch it again because I think you need something to cheer you up.
I think it's going to be on a loop, brother. I think it's going to be on a loop. Like I said, guys, sorry I'm not all bells and whistles and shouting and screaming. It's just the darkest day of, like I said, but one thing I will say, let's see what you would say with this, Sim. and the people in the chat. I put something out that I said, you know what? I have never wanted to win a game in my entire life more than this one. If someone had said to me, FA Cup final 1991, you don't win it, but you win this game, so you're back in the... I would have... Any NLD, any result you pick, if they said you have to erase that, and that's a defeat, and you have to... So, yep. I would, and the reason I say that is solely because what the drop can do to this football club. Winning that Europa League, don't get me wrong, was absolutely fantastic. My nephews calling me crying their eyes out because they won a trophy is the greatest moment of my life. And before people start going, oh, Ange won that, I know Ange won that, and that's why I've said he will go down as a legend for me. Do I think he should have stayed? No. Do I think Frank was a completely wrong appointment? Absolutely. But I can never stop thanking Ange for giving my nephews that moment. But this is where we're at, and it's not just Bilbao. Like I said, I would have taken any NLD. I would have taken a defeat in the FA Cup semi-final when that Gaza free kick didn't go in for these 3 points, because Premier League survival is... You look at it, with that Gaza free kick, we had to win the FA Cup to stay in business. Mm-hmm. We had to win it in case Spurs were a thing of the past. And now we're here, but you think about the money in football and what it was back in 1991 compared to now. You think about winning the Europa League and the money and the Champions League money we got from being in it this year. It pales into insignificance to what we could lose going down. But yeah, listen, you got other guys going. I'm going to let you go, Sim. Thank you once again for always being there as a friend, as a channel, and not just for me, for everyone that calls in or watches. This is my channel, my one and only channel. Always will be. Much love to everyone. Cowards for Tottenham, sort yourself out. Supporters trust. You're an absolute disgrace. And as always, Enoch out.
Brian, good to see you as always, mate. Have a nice evening. We'll try and have some sort of nice evening. And we'll speak to you soon.
Will do, brother. Much love.